global campaign for humanity is that we as community members, we talk about calling it out, let's hold the mirror up and ask ourselves, what can we do? And on my questionnaires, please do fill them in and turn them up front before you leave. I ask, what is a way that you want to give back? Can we empty the senior's cart at Walmart? Can we bring a bag of dog food to Paws or the local animal shelter wherever you live? If you're a mental health provider, can you offer some free counseling hours at domestic violence? Can you offer to serve some food at Salvation Army? If you're an exercise instructor, can you offer some free classes somewhere to help promote health and wellness? Let's come together and hold the mirror up. My friend Kyle in Hawaii taught me about the importance of the shadow work. Rather than pointing the fingers at the legislators, let's have a conscious awakening. A conscious awakening of asking ourselves, and if we have money, I have a camera rolling and I have a bigger plan here. I have friends at the New York Times and ABC Television who are going to be getting this video. I am making a national call to all presidential candidates, all federal candidates, all state candidates, from here to the end of the election, to stop accepting campaign contributions, to encourage donors to give back to local nonprofits providing meaningful resources. Now, campaigns cannot be tied to nonprofit organizations, so say to your donor, go give back on your own. Think about it. 2020, we spent approximately $14 billion on federal campaigns, doubled from 2016, which was approximately $7 billion. We do the math on that. You split that up over 50 states. What's that money going to? Expensive campaign consultants and expensive advertising. Why not do something meaningful and get free press? Because free press is a lot better than expensive advertising, right? So my call to candidates is go do something meaningful and generate meaningful press based upon doing something meaningful. Create news. You do the math. Thank you. I'm a fundraiser. Like Devin said, I helped raise $9.5 million in federal, state with grant teams, not all me. And Zenaida Lyles, who was my mentor and teacher, was just honored in the Philippines. Can you stand up, Zenaida? I want to honor Zenaida Lyles. Zenaida is the Director of Education for the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation. She just received the highest lifetime achievement award at the University of Normal in Manila in the Philippines for her contribution to our community here. Just recently, she brought in $2.1 million in funds that's training 14 people to become drone operators. This woman was my mentor, my teacher. Under her tutelage, I helped create grant teams, and we together brought in $9.5 million in federal, state, and private funds over my 11 years as the education grant writer for the Umatilla Tribes. I stayed up till 1 in the morning on that budget for the Nihiawi Community School on the reservation, and I did write the $350,000 grant that was funded by the Oregon Department of Ed that opened a charter school on the Umatilla Indian Reservation that allowed us to integrate Native culture, history, and language. Created smaller classroom sizes so our tribal members had a higher rate of graduation and a lower rate of truancy. It was the most incredible process to get to witness that. So, Zenaida, thank you for being my teacher and honor to the work that you've done serving this community. She was honored in the Philippines. And what was beautiful was all walks of life that people who loved her surprised her and sent her back to the Philippines for the award. You know, across the world, we're all connected. My father was knighted by Queen Beatrix. My father is a knight. My father was Hans van den Helm. He was kind of the Dutch mayor of New York City and was always welcoming the Dutch and networking them in finance and the corporate world. So I want to honor my dad, who's just been a big cheerleader from the Netherlands. They're all watching this from Europe, watching the journey. And I tell you what, how we're perceived right now by the rest of the world and Europe We need to build our diplomacy. We need to heal our international bridges of communication through the World Health Organization, the United Nations. It's not looking good right now. It's time that we figure out how to flip the script and move the chair. That'd be my come together campaign. Okay, it's time to flip the script and move the chair. I'm going to close with this, everybody. I moved to Hawaii through divorce. My children were 13 and 14. I couldn't breathe here anymore, physically. I was teaching yoga and living by the wheat fields, and I had been on allergy shots, 3 shots a day for 17 years, and 3 breathing meds a day. By the grace of God, I live by the river, and the ozone from the water is helping me survive here now, but I went to Hawaii to heal. I left with $1,200, a yoga mat, and a guitar. And I got free housing on North Shore because I offered to do yoga therapy for a skydive or a gun accident. And I walked into the bathroom mirror, my heart hurting because I knew my children were hurting because I moved. And I thanked Cedric Wildbill. He's the most incredible father, and he stood outside while this waved. And he said, I know you have to go. And I looked in the mirror, a woman in divorce who had moved for her health, and her 2 children all the way in Oregon, but Hawaii healed me. And this song came to me just weeks before the pandemic. And to be standing here about to sing it is miraculous. I was looking in the mirror, and I ended up getting a job 4 weeks later as executive director of Kids for Two Hawaii. We served over 200 children on Oahu whose parents were incarcerated, military deployment, or moved through divorce like me. What a miracle. And I looked in the bathroom mirror, and it was 6 weeks before the pandemic, COVID. And I wrote this song, and then one of the young men who had been served by Kids for Two Hawaii, he wrote As the Ocean Flows. So this song is written by Tanya Wildbill and the Keikemakachi on Oahu in Hawaii. And I'm going to sing the words, and then I'm going to invite you to join me. But I want you to know the story of this song. I recorded it at Rodney Blue Recording Studios, the first version, which is on Spotify, Apple Music, any music platform. You can put in Tanya Wildbill Rising Up. And 2 incredible female vocalists on Oahu joined me, Amber Ritchie and Janai Hill. Janai's won like 8 Hawaii Grammy Awards. I had 2 most incredible Oahu singers. They heard me singing a cappella at a polo club match on North Shore. And they're like, what are you doing with that song? I said, I'm going into the studio next week. And they both were like, we want to be there, we want to be there. Pierre Grill ended up producing the song, and we did the first version, which is the one now on Spotify. But then Taj Mahal, does anyone know Taj Mahal? Grammy Award winner, blues legend. He was playing at Blue Note, a dear friend of mine, and he heard the song. I played it for him in Honolulu when we were at dinner. He said, oh my gosh, Tanya, you've birthed an anthem. Like, I want to produce you. I'm sitting there like, whoa, what? This is like a legend singer. Next thing I know, I'm in Oakland, California at 25th Street Recording Studios, and I'm going to play you, I'm going to play the track. We haven't released it yet because I want to add in kids. I want to bring tribal kids from the workforce development to teach about sound engineering and career, the production and recording and laying down the tracks. So we haven't officially released the version I'm going to play for you. It's okay if you all hear it. That's okay. I'm feeling called to play it. So I walked in, and John, the studio manager, was like, you're being produced by a legend. I thought, oh, he said, this just doesn't happen. But here are the words. And I texted Taj last night that I was going to be singing it today. We'll be releasing it